Hey, so I'm making another video. I was requested a lot to do a controversial parenting tag, and so that's what I'm going to do this video about. I watched some other videos on YouTube of controversial parenting, and some of the topics are, well, people get very defensive over them and very harsh, and some people are very, very opinionated, and that's fine. So I chose 5 or 6 controversial parenting topics to give you my opinion on. Again, they're my opinion. Every parent's going to do what they think is best, but these are things that I've chosen, that I've decided how I'm going to raise Zoe when she gets here. So yeah, again, I hope it doesn't offend anybody, and if it does, I'm really sorry, but it's just my opinion, and I believe that everybody does what they think is best for their own baby, so whatever you're doing, it's probably best. So yeah, you're just going to have to hold on one second. I got the list on my phone. So yeah. Okay, the first one is spanking versus non-spanking. I think there's more efficient ways to get your child to behave and make them responsible and respectful and follow the rules without spanking. I do feel like with some children who are very defiant that there is nothing else you can do. I am choosing not to spank Zoe unless she's just a wild child and there's no alternative. I would think that there's a difference between beating and spanking. I think a little smack on the butt is different than leaving a mark on a child or hitting a child in the face. I think they're two very different things. I think spanking as a punishment, depending on the age, I don't think you really should spank babies and toddlers, even if they're wild children. I just don't think it's right, but you should never leave a mark on your child. I do not think that's spanking, and I just think in every single way, if you leave a mark on a child from a spanking as a punishment, you went too far and you don't know your limits. Okay, the next one is Santa versus non-Santa. I am going to tell Zoe that there's such thing as like the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and Santa, because that was, one of my favorite parts growing up was, oh, Santa's coming, it's just, or the Easter Bunny, my parents always tell me, if you're not good, the Easter Bunny's not going to come, and like that stuff was just fun. I always got so excited when I would lose a tooth because I was going to get 25 cents or $1 under my pillow the next morning, so heck yeah, why not? It's a kid thing, and she deserves to grow up and have that. And I don't think it's lying to your kid. I think that it's fun, and eventually they learn on their own that these things aren't real, but that's just part of growing up, and I think that's really fun, so I'm going to give her that experience. Next one is abortion, so pro-life or pro-choice. I am definitely pro-life. I actually wrote a paper about this in English not too long ago. I believe that abortion should be illegal unless you go in front of like a jury and say if you were raped or it was incest or something like that. I do believe that you should have to convince a jury and some other people that to get an abortion. I think that whatever choices people make, the baby should never be punished for it or killed for it unless there's a super, super good reason. The thought of, people say, oh, before a certain time doesn't have a heartbeat and it's not really killing a human being. I think it's completely wrong, and it kills me whenever I hear that someone wants to give an abortion. And if you don't want it, that's fine. Give that baby up for adoption. There are plenty of loving people who are going to love and care for that baby, no matter what. So, carrying it for 9 months to give it a lifetime with someone else, I think is worth it. And I think that if you really don't want that child, that's something that you should do. But of course, everybody's opinions are different. That's just mine. So, yeah. The next one would be breastfeeding versus formula. I am gonna breastfeed. I think that it's, not only do I personally think it's healthier for the baby, but I think it's a special bond that you get to create with your child. you know, and there are cases, I understand that, you know, some people just can't, or the baby just won't, and that's perfectly fine. But I think that if you have the opportunity and you get the chance, you should really breastfeed your child. I think it's amazing. And, you know, everybody in my family, you know, not everybody obviously, but the women in my family have all breastfed their children, and they said that's amazing, and I would love that experience myself. You know, if Zoe really doesn't latch or she doesn't do anything like that, or I just physically can't, then that's one thing, but I really am going to try, and I'm for breastfeeding. So yeah. Let's see. Sorry guys, keeping you waiting. Oh, okay. So, daycare versus stay-at-home parenting. I strongly believe in daycare. My mom has been a stay-at-home mom. Actually, she does daycare. She has for like 30 years. And so, but I believe in daycare because I feel like your child, I feel like they need to interact with other children and be away from you for, you know, obviously not a long time, but for, you know, a period of the day, to learn how to function without you and not always be so, not to say that they shouldn't be so attached to you, but so that they learn how to interact, you know, with people when you aren't around, you know, because they're not, you know, in school and stuff, they're not always going to have you around. And so I think that they need that time to, you know, learn how to deal with other kids and, you know, listen and respect other, you know, their babysitter, which would be other adults. And so, yeah. I mean, obviously, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but, you know, she did daycare, so I had interactions with all kinds of kids all the time, and I think that it really helps, and I think that they need to learn how to, you know, share toys that, you know, and they need to learn that, you know, you have to follow everybody's rules, not just mom and dad's when you're at home, so I think that's a really good thing for them. Okay, the last topic I want to talk about is public schools or you know, private schools versus homeschooling. I do online school right now just because I am pregnant, but I went to public school. I want Zoe to go to a public school because I don't, you know, some people really, and this might be offensive to some people, and I'm super sorry if it is, but some people really try and shelter their children from the outside world, and I think, you know, in one aspect that's really helpful to your child, but in another, you know, they kind of need to know the things that, what happens in the outside world and what it's like. And I think that public school is a good opportunity for them to learn, you know, I mean, some inappropriate things, you know, go around in public school, but I just think that it's a good experience, and they need to learn, you know, how to interact with people and mature with people their own age and grow up that way, because, you know, when they become an adult and they have had no experience with people, you know, their age, or had to deal with conflicts, or, you know, just growing up, you know, they're going to have a hard time in the business world and just being an adult. And also, especially, you know, elementary school and high school, you make so many memories, and you have many opportunities to make awesome friends. And I don't want her to miss out on any of that ever. I want her to have all the fun experiences she can and learn all the lessons she can. And so yeah, this all was just my opinion again. I really, really, really hope it didn't offend anybody. Like I said in the beginning, you know, you're going to do what's best for your child, and if that's what you think is best, it probably is. You know your child best, and so yeah. But this is just some of the things that I've thought over, and this is the way, you know, some of the ways that I'm going to parent Zoe. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I got requested a lot for this video. So yeah, okay, thanks guys.